Well, hello there, Pisces. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your weekly tarot reading, good for November 11th through the 17th. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. So let's get into it. Let's see what's on the horizon for you. First light, beginning a new cycle. Oh, and Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Yes, so you definitely have a new cycle coming in, okay? And this could be a new romance, a new job, a new career, even like a new health routine or something. It's kind of like you're starting a new chapter, but the thing is that you're starting this new chapter, or you're putting more emphasis in some new area of your life, or putting more time and energy into an area of your life, I should say, in order to have more balance in the big picture of your life, okay? So, for instance, say that you have, been working really hard, trying to build your career, and all of a sudden you're looking at the big picture of your life, and your career maybe is taking off, but your relationship sector is not, or your health is, whittling away, and you're kind of like understanding, okay, to have the big picture of life, it means that I have more of a sense of balance in all areas of my life. And I think that that's what this is. It could be that you've been really concentrating on your career, and all of a sudden you're recognizing, I don't have a relationship in my life, So it means, okay, we all only have so much time and energy. I had to take some time and energy from either another sector of my life or, sectors of my life in order to have the time and energy it may take to meet new people and to go onto a date and perhaps, build a relationship with somebody. Yeah, this is lovely energy because you're understanding that you deserve, right? You have this deep knowing that you deserve more in your life than what you just have at this time. So there's new life, something that is bringing you closer to your 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is having, right, happiness and joy in all areas of our life, not just in one or a couple areas of our life. It's like, I want to have love, joy, success, abundance in all areas of my life. And then you have commitment underneath here, right? It is being committed, putting yourself back into the sense of being powerful, of knowing what it is that you want, the big picture of life. What does that look like for you? You may even want to create like a vision board, and not just for one sector of your life, but for the whole big picture. What is it that you want for yourself, and then putting your time and energy into it. And this is taking you exactly where you want to go, to your 9 of Cups. This is your wishes being granted, right? Because you're understanding, you're taking a look, and you have the 9 of Wands underneath here. It's taken a long time to get to the sun, right? The sun is the 10 of Cups. This sun is the sense of joy and abundance in all areas of your life. It's the big picture of your life is finally coming together. There could have been that you had it's like having a puzzle, right? And you have most of the puzzle pieces put together, but there's a sector or a couple of pieces that are missing. And it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to put my time and energy into getting those pieces into the puzzle. It's not about taking apart the pieces of the puzzle that you have together. It's kind of like adding this other dimension to your life so that you have this sense of happiness, joy, fulfillment, abundance in all areas of your life. Okay, so let's take a look at your present energy. Yeah, it is. You have the yin energy. This is the divine feminine. But the divine feminine energy is also the sense of our emotions, our creativity, our intuition, about allowing the universe to bring people and situations into our life, okay, that allow us to have that Empress energy. This is the Empress energy of creating the world that you really want, having the big picture, right? Having it all. And with the decrease card here, it's indicating that you're not having that emotional, because the decrease, the water there, the emotional impact or the emotional fulfillment in your life. So you could have a career that you love. No, you could have a career that makes you a lot of money, but it doesn't bring you a lot of fulfillment. You could have a career where you really love the people you work with, but at the end of the day, you don't feel like you've put out much of your creativity or your gifts out to the world, to the collective. This is taking a look at the emotional impact of some areas of your life and understanding, okay, wait a minute, there's something that I want more of here. So it's putting the time and energy into figuring out, how can I jumpstart? This is the energy of jumpstarting some area of your life. How can I do that? And you're getting the Ace of Pentacles. You're getting some type of, new relationship, new offer, new information, new insight, new knowledge, a new idea about how you can get this energy of having fulfillment and love and just a joy in all areas of your life. It's a beautiful energy, Pisces. But I think that maybe what you've been struggling with is, how do I get it started, right? It's like you need a seed to plant. You're willing to put the time and energy into this. I definitely have that energy. It's kind of like, but how do I get it started? It could be like, say that you wanted to start a new hobby. Let's say you wanted to start a new hobby of knitting, okay? And you have never even knitted before in your life. You don't know anybody that's knitted, right? The thing is that if you wanted to learn how to knit, right, it's kind of like, okay, but how do I get started, right? You could YouTube. You could look at YouTube, videos on how to knit. You could go to art and craft store near you to buy some yarn, and maybe they have a course there or something. But the thing here is that I feel like you've had a hard opportunity, or have had a hard time getting this opportunity to go in. So to get started. So you could have gone to the craft store. You could have bought some yarn. Maybe you even took a class, but then the class, you signed up for a class, but the class was canceled for some reason, or you signed up for the class and the teacher was not very patient with you, right? Or you could have bought the yarn and gone home and you're looking at a YouTube channel. But I can tell you, it's hard to learn how to knit from a YouTube channel, because I do knit. So it's the energy of, I've put some time and energy into trying to find the thing, okay, or the help that maybe you have needed in a certain situation, and it hasn't worked out for you, right? So let's take a look. Yeah, I think you're understanding. You have to walk away from something. I think you thought that, going to the arts and crafts store was going to be the way to learn how to knit, or the YouTube channel was going to be the way to learn how to knit. But there's something here about walking away from that energy towards something that is, it's about looking at the big picture. The big picture of where you can find this opportunity. Wow, this is kind of interesting. It's taking back your power. I'm going to say, Pisces, I think that this opportunity is right underneath your nose. This is the energy of that your best friend knows how to knit, but you don't even know it, right? And your best friend is willing to teach you how to knit, but you didn't even know it. Or a neighbor, right? There's like this opportunity that's right underneath your nose. And yet at the same time, you keep looking out here for an opportunity, but the opportunity is like right in front of your face. Okay, so let's take a look at what your obstacle is. Yeah, look, you're looking out. You're looking out. What's available to me out there? Oh, I can learn how to knit on the YouTube. I can learn how to knit taking this course, whatever. But there's something here that is going to bring in this sense of balance in your life, of happiness and fulfillment, that is actually, okay, so it's kind of the energy of you want to learn how to knit. You're having a hard time learning how to knit, right? And you find out that one of your neighbors loves to knit and is willing to teach you how to knit, and you didn't even know this neighbor that well. But the two of you get together, and then not only do you learn how to knit, but you also find a new friend in the process. That is the energy here. That is the energy. It's kind of like it brings you a sense of balance in other areas of your life. So learning how to knit not only helps you in your creativity sector or your hobby sector, but it also helps you in your relationship sector. So let's see what your advice is here. Yeah, you have the Fool card and the achievement. It's about looking wherever you are trying to get this opportunity. I encourage you to look somewhere else. It's about understanding that the opportunity is kind of like right underneath your nose. It could be that it's with somebody that you don't particularly care for. So let's go back to the knitting again. Okay, so you're telling your friend, oh my goodness, I want to learn how to knit. I can't find anybody that'll teach me how to knit. I tried on YouTube, blah, 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 right? And then your friend says, well, did you know that Mrs. Grouchy across the street, okay, is really good at knitting? And you're kind of like, no, I don't want to ask her to teach me how to knit. She's grouchy, right? That's why we call her Mrs. Grouchy. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to. But you decide that your quest to learn how to knit means more to you than having to put up with Mrs. Grouchy and her bad mood. So you decide to go ahead, to go towards what it is that you truly want, even though you have to deal with Mrs. Grouchy. But in the end, this is the really cool part. You and Mrs. Grouchy become good friends. You start to see the good in somebody or some situation that you didn't see before. And in that same sense, you fall more in love, not just with that person and not just with the knitting, but also in yourself, because you're opening your mind up to looking at people and situations that are right underneath your nose and knowing that they have something that they can offer to you, right? That will grow from the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is... wow, this is kind of like, I can kind of resonate with this, where we kind of like dismiss something that's right in front of us because there's something that we don't like about that person or that situation, right? This would be if it's in your career sector. You're given the opportunity for a job and it's right underneath your nose, but you're kind of like, yeah, but I don't want to have to work with so-and-so or something like that. And then you take the opportunity, right? Because you're kind of like, I got to pay my bills, so I'm going to take this job. And then in the end, right, it takes you to a better job, but you also have this overcome the conflict in a certain relationship, and you find a sense of happiness and fulfillment because of it. There's something that I feel like, Pisces, you may be dismissing because you don't think it has the potential to grow into something beautiful, but it does. And look at this. You have the Empress, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups again. This sense of the Queen of Wands and using your intuition. This could be even the fact that you say to your friend, I want to learn how to knit. And your friend jokingly says, well, did you know Mrs. Grouchy across the street knits, and kind of laughs and says, ha ha, yeah, wouldn't that be funny if you take knitting lessons from Mrs. Grouchy? And you even say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask her because I feel like she's really good at knitting. And my whole quest here, my quest is to become very good at knitting. I want to learn how to knit my own sweaters or whatever it is. So you're like, you say to your friend, It's okay if she's grouchy, because in the end, guess what? I'm going to get what I want. But then in the process, you and Mrs. Grouchy become good friends. You start to see the good in each other. Maybe Mrs. Grouchy never waved to you because you never waved to her, but you never waved to her because you always thought she was grouchy, right? It's kind of like almost you're put into this situation and then you see the good in each other. Like during the knitting lessons, you understand, oh my goodness, she's so patient with me. Like, I never saw her as a patient person. And she looks at you as somebody that is persistent, right? Even though you're dropping stitches and, you have to keep starting over. You're patient with yourself. You're compassionate with yourself. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to try it again. And she sees the good in you, you see the good in her, and my goodness, it leads somewhere beautiful. Like, I don't know, like maybe the two of you start a knitting store or start a knitting YouTube video, YouTube channel and, become famous, the famous knitters. I don't know, but it's this energy of taking a look at the bigger picture of something that's going on in your life. Understanding that you're dismissing someone or some situation because you're kind of like dismissing it a little bit too quickly. There's more here than you recognize, and it's taking you to somewhere that is just beautiful. I love this. Okay, so Pisces, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if this resonated with you and you'd like a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. I would really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, let's see what we have here. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. And that's a Buddha quote, right? This is one of my favorite cards because I think it's about infusing compassion in ourselves. What are the fears that are coming up with this situation? Why you're dismissing an option that's right in front of you, right? Taking a look at why are you dismissing Mrs. Grouchy? What fears are coming up within yourself, and being compassionate enough to yourself that you allow yourself to move forward with this option, because it is about meditating, listening to your heart, right? Speak to yourself with compassion, focus on your strengths, ask for help and allow it, right? There's 10 things there about how you can bring more compassion to yourself. But I think it's about understanding there's the compassion that you have for your own achievement, for something that you are desiring. Allowing yourself to take a look at your fears and ask yourself, why am I holding myself back? There's something that I want. And being compassionate enough that you work through your fears so that you can move closer to what your heart desires. Wow, beautiful message. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light, and I really appreciate all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.